This is a lion pride that we have yet to meet. Rumor has it there are some new little additions to this pride. We've got to get to the area this pride was last seen in. So I'm really keen to get out there and see if we can find the whole pride. It's another day, which means another safari for me and another safari for you. This time we are headed out to go and try find the Machafu pride. First off, we have another little new addition to Kichwa. Look at this little baby olive baboon. It's so tiny. Look at how dark it is in comparison to mum. And that means it's probably less than a week old. Oh, I love the pink ears. Oh, and look, there's some elephants as well. It looks like they've just been for a little mud bath. Talk about babies today. There seem to be lots of little ones around. And that little one is definitely less than a year old. It just fits under mum's belly. But it looks like she's going to head off into the thickets and hide that baby from us. So I think we should move on a little bit. There's even some giraffe up ahead. Well, we haven't had to go that far to see much out here today. However, this does not appear to be a mum and baby. This actually appears to be a male and female. And I say that because look at how the larger giraffe at the back is actually sniffing underneath the tail of the giraffe in the front. And now it's licking its lips. So the one at the back is the male, the much larger one. And what he's doing by sniffing under the female's tail is checking to see if she's coming into estrus. So maybe she was even urinating there. I couldn't see, she was facing us. But if she was urinating, sometimes, and I think we have actually seen it on a previous safari here already, the male will go under the tail and actually take a little sip of the female's urine, just to check and see how ready she is, if she will be ready in the next couple of days, and if so, then he's going to be sticking quite close to her because he wants to protect her from other males, but he also doesn't want to lose out on an opportunity to mate with a female that's already ready to mate. If he loses sight of her, he's going to have to look elsewhere. They do seem to be staring out into the distance. And I was just scanning with my binoculars. It looks like there's a tree full of vultures. So I think let's go take a look that side and see what's about. Because it's quite unusual to see that many vultures together if there isn't something going on. It looks like it's mainly white-backed vultures. I can't see too many other species. And there's quite a few of them here. I can see at least 2 other trees where the vultures, who obviously couldn't fit in this tree, have moved into trees very close by. And it's not a rare sight out here to see vultures. But to see this many in a group together and in such close proximity to one another tells me that maybe there was a carcass here, either something that just died of illness or old age, or more likely there's been a predator in this area and they've taken down something fairly large, just judging by the amount of vultures here. But whatever it is, I think they've finished it off because I don't see any movement on the floor. They seem to have all gone up into the tree and now they're preening their feathers. And I did spot some other birds coming towards the vehicle. It's some grey-crowned cranes. This happens to be one of our star birds here in East Africa. And it is indeed a very special bird. These guys are quite highly endangered, and they are normally around these little marshy patches where there's lots of frogs and water insects. And they also breed in these wetlands. So without these little patches of marshland in between the grasses, these birds wouldn't be able to breed, and therefore they wouldn't be able to survive. But they are such beautiful birds. Wow. Oh, and there's a lion in the background. What? Oh, that is a big male lion. Wow. And there's a lioness lying in the shade. Oh, and look, she's got little ones. This is it, we found them. This is the Machafu pride. Yes. And it looks like it's not just the Machafus. These look like they are the Inselberg males. Wow, I did not expect to see all of these guys together. And these males were named because if you look behind them, there's a couple of hilltops that you can see in the distance, and those happen to be known as the Inselberg Mountains. And so these males tend to patrol around this area, but more recently, they've been seen crossing the river and actually heading into the Greater Mara. So we don't know how many prides these 4 boys control. It's definitely more than 1 or 2. Because with 4 males, that is a really strong coalition. Oh, and look! It looks like Mum's taking the cubs towards the male. Oh, look at them, they're so tiny. Oh, that is so precious. Now this could be quite risky for Mum, because it depends if these males have actually met these cubs yet. If they even for a moment doubt that those cubs belong to them, they could potentially kill them. And look at how that male actually got up and moved away from the cubs. And that's not him saying he doesn't accept the cubs. That's him going, I also know that you're going to be really protective of those little ones, so I'm going to move away and give you space because I don't want to do anything that's going to get a claw in my face. So you can tell this male is really experienced. Oh, and here come the other males. Wow, these boys are in beautiful condition. Oh, that other male in the background's going up to the lioness. Oh, look at that! She swatted him. She hit him. Oh, there goes another one. So what might have happened is she's mated with the male she initially took the cubs to. She hasn't mated with the brother. And so she's basically telling him, back off, don't come any closer. I don't trust you around my babies. Which is perfectly fine, and you can see he listened very well. He's given her a lot of space. He is going around the back, but he's far enough away that she's clearly comfortable. But he wants to lie in the shade of the termite mound, I think. And look at how protective she's being. She's keeping a really watchful eye over the plains. It looks like she wants to go up into the hillside. I wonder if she just wants to lie in the sun for a bit, because when we first got here, she was quite deep in the shade. Oh, and here comes her sister, and it looks like her sister's got a little bit of an older youngster who's looking like a bit of a bully. I don't think Mum's going to take too lightly to that. He is trying to go after the other little cub. But let's see. She might just let it go. It often happens with older siblings. or cousins in this case, that maybe she'll just leave him to play. It's also not necessarily a bad thing, because it's going to help her little ones to start learning how to defend themselves. But it could also pose a bit of a problem, because those little cubs, judging by how small they are, I'd say they may be just 2 months old. So they're still quite tiny, which means him being a lot bigger, he could hurt them if he's not careful. Oh, there we go. Mum's chasing him. A little bit of a tackle there. And you can see it was quite gentle. It was just her basically pushing him to the floor. And did you see how he immediately rolled onto his back and exposed his belly? Which is something I've seen cats do, but mainly dogs, when they do that in a sign of submission and going, okay, I get it. Sorry, I won't do it. I also love how the little one stayed up at the top of the hill watching Mum going, ooh, he's in trouble. Almost like they know to just wait for Mum to give them the signal to come back. And there it is. As soon as she flopped over, they came running. But Mum doesn't seem too comfortable. She doesn't lie down for long. She's staring off into the distance. Look at how she keeps getting up. Now she's chasing these little ones around. Look at how she's trying to almost grab the back of its neck. I wonder if she doesn't want to move them either back to the shade, or maybe she's just feeling a little bit uncomfortable and she wants to move them to an area where maybe she feels it's a bit more secluded or a bit more secure, and that way she can watch them maybe a bit more closely. Maybe out here it's a bit open, she's feeling exposed. Maybe they're running around too much for her liking and she's going, okay, you guys need to calm down, and so I'm going to move you. Oh, look, and she's picked one up. She's got one. Oh my gosh. Oh, she dropped it. Oh, she's bringing it towards us. Look at that. You can see the little cub crying. Now, this doesn't hurt the cubs at all. This is normal for lionesses. This is how she will move her cubs until they probably get to the age of around 3 months or so, when they're a little bit too big. Look at how she took the one the others didn't follow and she went to look. Oh, she's being such a good mum. I wonder if this also isn't maybe her first litter, or maybe even her second litter. She strikes me as being quite protective over them. And normally, if a lioness is more experienced, I've seen them be a little bit more relaxed with their cubs. Not that they're not protective, but they're not on guard all the time, especially when the rest of the pride is around. Oh, it grabbed its tail. Yeah, you see she's taken them to the other lioness. But watch the other lioness. Look at her ears. She's completely flattened them against her head. So that's a sign that maybe she's not too happy to be playing the role of the babysitter. She's going, why did you bring these things here? I was actually enjoying the shade. I was enjoying the peace. Oh, now the older cousins come to join the fray as well. But he just seems like he wanted to come and rest in the shade with the adults for a while. Get out of the sunshine and just have a snooze. But these 3 little ones seem to be very busy bees. They seem to be full of energy. Look at them jumping around and tackling one another. They are not interested in playing with the adults at all, which is probably good for Mum and the rest of the lionesses, because this way they can just watch them and not really have to entertain them. Also conserving energy, because at some point they're going to have to get up and hunt. But it also means that these are the ones are going to tire themselves out, which is great. But it's also a really key thing for these little lions to be playing around by themselves, tackling one another, stalking one another, and just figuring out how to be a lion, really. That's exactly what's going on here. It looks very cute and cuddly to us, but what's really happening is they are honing in those skills in order to put them into practice once they start getting older. Tackling, stalking one another. It also helps them to learn how to defend against other lions or potentially other predators. I also think one of the reasons Mum has actually moved these little ones into the shade is because it's starting to get very hot. And I mean, for little lions out here, it's not just predators that she has to worry about, but it's also the heat, because these little ones could overheat so easily. And at this age, they're not really going to be eating or drinking anything other than Mum's milk. And there might be a little bit of water in the stream below here. I can't actually see into this crevice that's in between us and the pride. But more than likely, there is at least a small pool of water for them to drink out of, which is great for her because it means she doesn't have to go very far from these little ones. I suspect that this is her den site. Oh! Probably inside the crevice, which means she's got shade, she's got water, she's got open grasslands to start hunting from, and she doesn't have to go near the river with these little ones. So by moving them into the shade, it just helps that she doesn't have to worry about them overheating while they're playing around. Oh, but she's suddenly up, and she's looking towards the hillside. Oh, one of the other lionesses has got up. Oh, she's stalking some warthogs that are coming straight towards her. Oh, look at that. Look at how, because there's not much cover, she's got to be really careful in her technique. But I think those warthogs have seen her. I think they're coming towards her because they're trying to figure out what she is, because she stopped dead still. But look at her posture. She stood up, she's looking around. So even though she's interested in the warthogs, she's not really actively hunting. They're coming straight for her. And this warthog's still coming closer. Oh my gosh, she's so camouflaged. Now this might also be a little bit deceptive because we're below where she is right now, so maybe they're much further than what we thought, because she's not going for them, and it looks like she's not going to. And if I'm looking at Mum and the little ones are still playing around. They haven't even taken any notice. And Mum is actually laying down, which just shows you how focused these lions are on body language. Because if that lioness had shown any signs of wanting to hunt those warthogs, Mum probably would have got up and tried to help. But as soon as she realized, nope, she's not going to go for them, she went, okay, then I'm going to lie down here in the shade. But with those cubs playing around, I'm surprised these warthogs are still here. Not really moving away. In fact, they've They almost look like they're coming closer. Maybe they can smell the lions. I'm just looking at the way that the grass is blowing in the wind. Makes me think that they can smell them, but maybe they actually haven't noticed where the lions are. I don't think that they could smell them before because the wind would have been coming from behind them, so that's maybe even how that lioness actually spotted them, was first smelling them. And now they're trying to figure out where the lions are so that they don't run into the lions, because they know where some are, but they don't know if all of them are in that same direction where the wind is coming from. But these lions are not interested. So you can really see why this lioness has chosen this spot. Plenty of shade, a really deep crevice where she can go and hide the cubs in. I'm sure there's some water down there for her to drink as well. She can scan the open grasslands, and the grass is quite short and very green at the moment, so that's going to be attracting a lot of antelope, warthogs, and other animals to come through here, which is great for her because then she doesn't have to go very far to hunt. And especially with these 3 little ones, she's not going to want to go too far if she doesn't have to. And now that the warthogs have disappeared, it looks like that lioness is on her way back to join the rest of the pride in the shade. And the little ones have decided it's time for a little midday snack. They've settled into mum, they've nestled into her tummy, they're busy suckling. And she has 4 teats. So with 3 cubs, they're going to get plenty of milk between the 3 of them. But there's every chance that once they've suckled now, they're going to start looking for a place very close to mum, maybe even up against her to rest and to just sleep for a little bit. Oh, mom's got up. One of the males has walked past in the background, but I mean, he's not really a threat to her. He's just going into the gully, probably also looking for some shade and doesn't want to lie on top of her. Ah, but there is a sneaky little hyena walking along the road. Look at that. She is so sharp. Her senses are so acute. If she hadn't looked up, I don't think we would have seen this guy. Now, he's not really doing anything. He's just walking along, probably starting his day at sunset, starting to scavenge. But I think he's going to have a bit of a hard time scavenging around here with 3 lionesses protecting a group of cubs and 4 male lions around to help them with backup. So I think this hyena is going to make a pretty speedy way past here. I think we are going to head back to the lodge and scavenge up some dinner.